Hello everyone, this is Rajesh, Assistant Professor, Department of ISC, SJBIT, Bangalore.
Once you got the values for Euler-Tocient function, we have to calculate public and private keys. For that, choose an integer e, okay? Choose an integer e such that e should be greater than 1 and less than this Euler-Tocient function. Okay. E should be greater than 1 and less than that Euler-Tocient function. Now, we want to determine the encryption key by assume E for encryption such that GCD of greatest common divisor of E comma this pi of n is equals to 1. Once you have assumed some encryption key in such a way that encryption key and Euler-Tocient function will, if you do a GCD, if you take a GCD, that will be giving you a 1. The remainder of E with the phi of n is 1. 1 second, someone is taking request, I'll admit them. Okay. After getting the public key, now we need to select one of the private key such that assume D for decryption key such that D is equals to private key. But public key E mod phi of n. Okay. E mod phi of n, which is not so visible. Now it is visible. Okay. E mod, that is D is a congruent modulo of pi of n. So we shift that E towards this side. D into E is equals to 1 mod pi of n. Okay. So by using this method, we'll find out the decryption key. After this, we'll get the public key is a combination of E comma n. N is nothing but P into Q. Okay. E comma n, and private key is a combination of D comma. D is your private key. For decryption we are using D. For encryption we are using E. Okay. D comma n. We'll get D and E by using these steps. I'll repeat once again. At the very first, we'll read two large prime numbers, say for example P and Q. Now we are going to calculate n is equals to P into Q. N is equals to P into Q. After that, we are going to determine the Euler-Tocient function phi of n is equals to P minus 1 into Q minus 1. Then we need to select a integer E in such a way that E is greater than 1 and less than pi of n for encryption key. So whatever the value that you have been chosen in between this range, that should be again that with the pi of n, the GCD of E comma pi of n is equals to 1. Once you got E, Okay, whatever you assume that will be your E encryption key. You are going for the determining the decryption key. Decryption key is D. That is been obtained by D is equals to congruent modulo equals to e power minus 1 mod pi of n. If I shift E towards RHS, D into E is equals to 1 mod pi of n. So with that you have determined public and private keys that are going to be expressed as public key is equals to E comma n, private key is equals to D comma n. Once you got these public and private keys, we need to do one second. This is not shared. Yeah. Once you got this, we need to do encryption. So encryption at the sender side. So before going to send the data, you need to encrypt. So consider a plain text. Okay. Plain text. One second. Plain text. That is equals to m, which is always less than n. And you have to convert this into this to a cipher text. Cipher text is the one which cannot be easily understandable. That is nothing but C. So in encryption technique, you are going to obtain ciphertext for the plain text. Plain text is m power encryption key E mod n. So where E is the public key for encrypting your data. So now for decryption will be done at which end? At the receiver end. Upon receiving your ciphertext, we need to convert this ciphertext into plain text. I want plain text from ciphertext. Okay. So to do this, plain text is m is equals to ciphertext is C power D, decryption key mod n. So this way you are going to decrypt the data at the receiver end. Now, as I told, we are using a Euler-Tocient function. Let us understand what is exactly Euler-Tocient function means. Euler-Tocient function. This is equals to pi of n. Suppose if you are generating Euler-Tocient function for 10, means you are going to first we have to determine which are the numbers from 1 to 10, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1 to 10, which are divisible by this number 10. Which of the numbers that will divide this factor 10? So the two numbers are there, 2, 4 will not, 5 by 10. Okay, even 10 will divide 10. There are only 2. From this two numbers, now we want to cross divide itself 4, 6, the multiples of 2. 8 and 10. Similarly, 5 will do the number 5, okay, the number 5 and 10, okay. We were left out with the count like 1, 3, 7, 9. How many numbers left out? Total count equals 10 equals there are there are there are 1 3 7 9, 1 comma 3 comma 7 comma 9, together we'll be having 4. So this is nothing but Euler-Torshen function of 10. If you say Euler-Torshen function of 10 means you'll be getting 4 values. 4 values are the remaining count that have been not crossed by using these two factors. Understood? Suppose if I want Euler-Torshen function of pi of 15. 15 means I'm having the values 1, 2, 3. I'll start writing the numbers from 1 to 15. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Hello? Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Which are the factors that will divide this number 15 from this range? 3. Next number. 15 will be divisible by 3, 5 and 15. Isn't it? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, I will cross mark the numbers which are divisible by 3. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Now, I am going to cross mark the numbers which are divisible by 5. 5, 10, 15. Again, the numbers which are divisible by 15 are 15. So, which are the numbers that are left out? The left out numbers are 1, 2, 4, 7, 8, 11, 13, 14. How many numbers are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, Euler-Torshen function of 15 is equals to 8. 8 numbers are there. 8 is the value. 8 numbers. These 8 numbers are considered as the values of Euler-Torshen function. Now, let us assume the first step in your RSS is that you need to read two large prime numbers, P as well as Q. Why large? Otherwise, the encryption key will be very easy to assume or identify. So, to overcome that, you need to select two large prime numbers. For instance, for the explanation purpose, I am going for very lesser values. So, let us assume P is equals to 3, Q is equals to 5. Accordingly, this is the first step. Second step is N is equals to P into Q, right? So, what is N value? 15. Now, third value. Third is pi of N. Pi of N is equals to P minus 1 into Q minus 1. So, P is 3. 3 minus 1 is 2. 2 into Q minus 1 is, Q is 5. 5 minus 1 is 4. what you will get? 8. There are 8 Euler-Tauschent values will be generated for a given number 15. Now I think it is very clear for you. Look at the previous example. I'll show the previous example. What is pi of 15? What is pi of 15? You got 8 values now. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the same values that we are assigning here. Pi of n is equals to n is 15. If I'll take n is 15, we'll get 8 values. P minus 1 into q minus 1 will give you 8 values. Okay. After this, we need to find out public key. Public key should be determined in such a way that I need to select E that should be greater than 1 and less than pi of n. GCD of E comma pi of n is equals to 1. It is possible for me to select E as 3 or 5 or 7. Okay, I'll select any one value for my E. If I go with E is equals to 3, GCD of 3 comma 8 is equals to 1. Okay, I'll leave here it is, here as it is, GCD of 3 comma 8 is equals to 1. Now I need to find out decryption key. D into E mod pi of n is equals to 1. So we know that D into E I have selected as 3, mod pi of n is, we determined it as 8 is equals to 1. Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I am getting a call, so it is got disconnecting. So that's why I am calling again and again. D into 3 mod 8 equals 1. So if you perform division with this, okay, you have to get the remainder as 1. So I need to substitute D is equals to 3. So 3 into 3 mod 8 will gives you the remainder 1. So thereby D is equals to 1. Once D is equals to selected as D is selected as 3 and E is already determined, already assumed as 3. Now we wanted to determine the public key and private keys. Public key is expressed as, we know that E comma n, that is equals to 3 comma 15. Similarly, private key is equals to D comma n, that is equals to D also we got 3 comma 15. If we get both public and private key are same, it is easy for vulnerable. So we have to avoid this by selecting a large prime numbers. Now we'll go and cross check what we will get with encryption and decryption methods. Okay, decryption with these values. As we got encryption, we are going to obtain ciphertext for M power E mod n. Okay. If I enter the value for M should be always less than n. Okay, in that way I have to give the value for M. Let us assume M is my, that is 4 is my value for M. E is 3 Okay, if I give m as 4, E is assumed as 3, mod n is 15, you will get 15 mod 4 power 3, 64 mod 15. The ciphertext becomes 4. At the decryption side, m is equals to, you have to determine plain text, C power D mod n. C is your ciphertext that is been determined at the encryption side that you have got as 4. D is 3 mod 15. Accordingly, we will get 4 is your m value. By using this way, we are going to determine the public and private keys, and that they are used in order to get a ciphertext and plain text in the sender and receiver side respectively. Any doubts?
No.
No doubts. Thank you. We'll see the output of this. Let's see. The screen is not visible to you guys as I have shared my desktop. Is it any changes in your visibility? Present now, entire screen, allow. Last year network connection, try to connect. One second. This is the meeting code EPY underscore IZFW underscore MDZ. And Giddy, is the terminal is visible?
Yes, sir.
Hello? Okay, yeah, now I got it. Thank you. So, what's the uh, command for gedit rsa dot java? Okay, so edit the program, type your program, and try to read two prime numbers. Okay, then you need to do your calculation, just reading two prime numbers. Okay, just go ahead. In the same way, I want to show you a sample output which has been the output of our previous executions. So look at that, Java C space RSA dot Java for compiling the program. After then, Java space RSA. Enter the public key. Okay. So suppose I'll go with the same instance. I'll give the value of 8. Here, the public, private, and n values will vary during the execution time. You can't expect the same outcome. Okay? You can't expect the same outcome. Now enter the plain text. So if you give whatever the plain text that you will give, that you have to decrypt. Okay? So plain text is this, cipher text is this. This is the output. These two are the keys, public key and private key. Again, if I go with, once again, let us look into this. Again, I'll use the same value. I'll give 34. Okay. Now look at the changes that it happened in generating the public and private keys by using the RSA algorithm. You are not getting the same public and private keys because you can't able to estimate what keys that are going to be generated. This is the strongest feature of your RSA algorithm. Okay, so that's all regarding the RSA program. Vignesh, you can stop recording. Vignesh, yeah. Okay. So,